to the To Some Extent podcast. I am Alex.
And I am Avery.
And this is what, our 5th episode?
Yeah.
Nice, we're moving and grooving now.
Mm-hmm.
So how's your week been going? Any good news from last week?
I was traveling, so I actually was in Chicago most of last week for our company kickoff. We're filming this in advance, by the way. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I basically have been remote since I started full-time, so it was nice going in the office and everyone coming back because a lot of the workers and employees there have moved from Chicago area or New York area to the suburbs to other states. So everyone's kind of splattered across the U.S. So that was like my first time meeting everyone in person, and it was so fun. It was a great time. I did do dry January.
Yeah. How'd that go?
So I didn't get to drink with them or partake in the happy hours. I still went out with them and stuff, but I was not boozing.
Yeah. Well, it's January 31st today, so you made it? Yeah?
Tomorrow, man.
How did it go? What'd you learn? Anything new?
Honestly,
Happy you did it?
since I went abroad this summer, I've been looking for a time to go sober for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And just moving to Denver, and then my birthday, Halloween, then it was like Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and it just keeps going. So I never could find a full month that I didn't have plans or that was good enough to not drink, I guess, until January. So I was like, I should just start off the year sober.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it a lot. I'm glad I did it. I think I learned a lot. Like, I don't need to drink and black out every time I go out. Not that I black out every time I go out, but like, I definitely overdrink.
Yeah.
My dad would be proud of me for saying this. I still went out like almost every weekend too. It wasn't like I stayed in. Like, I still went out with you guys.
Yeah.
I just didn't drink. And it was like a crazy experience not drinking, because usually I'm the person drinking. I didn't think it was that bad, honestly. January was a long month though. I didn't ever crave a drink or like want one until I went to my company's kickoff, just because, I don't know, it was like new people. It's a great way to socialize and get to know people and stuff. That was the only hard part of it, but I stayed strong and I went through it.
Do you feel like you missed out on anything?
Not really. Honestly, the company kickoff was like the one part I was kind of nervous about, but it was totally fine. Like, I didn't feel left out or anything. I think like I don't need to go a whole month without drinking again. If I feel the need to take a break or like reset myself, like a week or two is fine. A month is like excessive, at least for me. Like, a lot of people I feel like I've talked to in the past been like, oh, I feel so good not drinking and like my headspace is better, whatever else.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that great. Like, I think the biggest thing for me was Sundays. I'm usually hungover and in bed, and for you guys that don't know me, I get super hungover. Like, I don't get out of bed. I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I seriously am bedridden. Like, I don't do anything, or I'm over the toilet. So that was nice, being productive on Sundays.
Yeah.
Feeling
better on Sundays?
Yeah. I didn't feel like I was that much clearer headspace or like that much better though, besides productive on Sundays, which I guess is a good thing. And then, like I said last episode, I had the stomach flu in January, so like that kind of, I don't know.
Set back a little bit?
Yeah, it felt like I was hungover, because that's literally what I feel like when I'm hungover, so I feel like that kind of messed up my dry January in a way. I was like at least feeling how being sober really does feel, you know. But
yeah, well, I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
thanks.
It's I don't know. I feel like it's a great thing to do once in a while. It's a good reset, maybe.
Yeah, and it
Good
did
reset.
feel good. Like, I didn't need to drink, you know. And it gave me a good excuse too. Like when I did go out and everyone's like, "Oh, you're not drinking." It's because it was dry January.
Yeah, and there is a lot of that social pressure. It seems like to,
Right.
especially at our age when drinking just became legal.
Mhm.
It's like still, I don't know. It's still on the top of people's minds mostly. That's like what you do when you go out now. So
Right.
it is. It's a challenge sometimes. It can be to go dry when everybody else is trying to have fun and you're the only one that is doing something different. But
And there was like no way in hell I could do this in college. Like, this is definitely an after college thing.
yeah,
Props to
I
people
guess.
that do it in college, but I could never.
Though there may be, yeah, I guess whatever like social circle you're in, there could be more or less pressure to be.
Yeah. Mine had a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It happens.
But yeah, how about you? How was your week?
It was good. Nothing too exciting, I would say. We went skiing, so I've been skiing like pretty much every weekend, so I'm getting a lot better at that. Which is like this weekend and last weekend have been really when I've been able to tell. Like, okay, I think I'm getting better at this. I think I'm getting the hang of it.
He's better than me.
And I don't know about that, but I would say like I just started noticing I'm not in the snow as often as I used to be, falling down and trying to get back up and losing your poles and stuff. So I think it's a lot more fun of a sport when you're a little bit better than just beginning.
You're definitely gaining confidence too in yourself. Like,
it's really, it's much more fun when you can enjoy it
Right.
and stay upright and
not
make
being
it all the way
snow.
down. Yeah, but then also like hang out with the people who are really, really good at skiing and like be able to at least hang with them or like go on the bigger parts of the mountain, which are tough. So yeah, I'm gonna keep putting those skills to the test. Hopefully, I try to go once a weekend if possible. I don't think I'm gonna go this weekend though. I kind of want a little break before we get after it in a couple days, or for like 3 or 4 days in Breck in a couple weeks. So I think I don't know. It's been a journey for me for sure. It's been like a learning process and something I like actually have to like work at and challenge myself at. So it's fun. It's fun. I never grew up skiing, so I started learning to ski like first time I ever put on skis was like a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can go from 0 to where I'm at, which is probably like 50 in a year. But it definitely helps living out here for sure. It's the access to the mountains is easy too. So that's what a lot of my focus has been on for the weekends at least.
Skiing does take a lot out of you too. Like it's not like a casually like you have to prepare yourself to go skiing, you know?
And it's a whole day thing. Especially since the traffic here is really bad.
Yeah.
You gotta get up early, and if you don't leave early, you're gonna leave late, and then you won't get home till late. So
it's a day commitment for sure.
Yeah. But I don't have anything else to do, so.
I know, it was so cool. Lex picked me up from the airport on, what was it, Saturday? And I landed at like 9 a.m. He grabbed my skis, grabbed me from the DIA, and we went skiing that day. It was like crazy. Like, definitely can't do that in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get committed. We're trying to get better together.
Yeah. I have been skiing almost my entire life just because we grew up coming here. But Lex has definitely caught up to my level, which I need to work on. But I'm proud of you. It's a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah, good.
It's fun.
It is fun.
So, you want to move into the topic for today?
Yeah, we were thinking of doing kind of like a 20 questions type of episode just to get our, I guess, different perspective on a few questions and also get to know us better for the audience listening.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I know you probably have thought about this a little more than me, but I've glanced at these questions, haven't really come up with a bunch of thought out answers, so we'll see. I'll probably get my real answers out right now.
I know, I got my inspiration from a podcast I listened to, and this girl did it, but it was like 56 questions, and I actually picked 23 of them. I literally just did this at the gym last night too, so like I haven't prepared my answers, but I did pick the questions, I guess.
Yeah.
But I picked 23 instead of 56 and 20, just because it's 2023, and 3 is my lucky number, so let's see. Are you ready?
Ready to roll?
Okay, number 1, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I mean, right now, anywhere in the world, I'd probably pick Tokyo, Japan.
I knew you were going to say that.
Just because that's like on my bucket list and somewhere that like, I'm actually trying to make plans to go to in the near future.
Yeah.
It's been a place that just fascinated me, and I'm so excited to go explore it. I'm going for like hopefully 9 or 10 days, and I don't think that's going to be nearly enough.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a place where I hopefully visit a few times, and but I know I'm gonna love it. So it's somewhere I've been dying to go. So that's number 1, honestly. My number 1 spot to go to.
Okay.
Let me ask you that question too.
Mine would definitely be the Philippines. I'm half Filipino, and my grandparents are from there, so they're actually there right now. I would love to go. They're doctors, so I would love to go on a mission trip with them. That's what they do when they go back. They do free surgeries for the people that can't afford it. It is a third world country, so they're amazing. So I would love to go there, see where they're from, where they grew up, and also see them in their element doing mission work, and also just seeing the islands. I've seen that it's beautiful. My mom and my aunts and my dad have been multiple times, and we've been begging my grandpa to take us, but it's honestly just unsafe still since COVID. They don't give out the vaccine, or the vaccine's not as good as the one we have here. So
yeah, or probably as common for people to get it.
That definitely is top of my list.
Yeah, that's a way better answer than me. All right, wait, let me ask you the second one.
Okay.
We'll switch off.
Okay.
Would you consider yourself to be more creative or more logical?
Definitely creative. I think a lot of people who know me know that. I'm not a very logical person. I wish I was. I'm trying to learn to be, but I'm definitely creative. Yeah.
I agree with that.
For me or for you?
For you.
Oh, yeah. How about you?
I think the obvious answer is I'm a more logical person.
Yeah.
That's
why this works.
I'm more interested, I guess, in the numbers and figuring out, I guess, logistics of things, making things work, I guess, instead of maybe like creating new things. But I think I think that's why we're a good pairing, it's just because you handle the creative stuff and I can handle the behind the scenes numbers things, and it works. So I think that one's like very set in stone, clear cut answers.
I feel like a good example is this podcast too. Like I do a lot of the creativity and like the graphics and kind of come up with the topics, and I'm like, okay, you deal with the other side of it.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning person. Morning's the best.
Really?
Yeah. I when I sleep in, I sleep until 9 a.m. usually.
Actually, that's true. Yeah.
And then, like 9 a.m. is probably the latest I'll ever sleep.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter when I go to bed, really. And that's easy for me because I like the mornings. I like the peace in the mornings. I like it when nobody's awake.
It's quiet.
I like it when, especially if it's like a Sunday or something and like you don't have anything to do and you can like get up and like enjoy a morning, whether it's by yourself or with somebody else. Like I know this is probably like a take that many people wouldn't agree with, but like I like to get up early and just like exist in the quietness, knowing that the rest of the world isn't awake yet. And it's just like that like hour of like it's so much quieter, so much more relaxed, and like you don't get that at any other part of the day, I feel like.
I disagree.
No, yeah, tell me why.
I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
And I think you can get that. I guess not like the daytime aspect, but still the night is pretty peaceful too. At least I find peace in it. It's actually interesting. I was talking to my boss about this, whether or not we're morning people or night people, and I'm totally a night owl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate the mornings. I hate getting up. I hate getting out of bed. It's a struggle for me. And it's not like I don't want to get the day started. Like, I do like being productive, but I think I just get so much more done in the night.
Yeah.
Especially after the gym, of course, I go to the gym after work, and then I feel the most productive. Where I'm journaling, I'm cooking dinner, I'm meal prepping, I'm doing whatever I need to do to get done. Even like work, sometimes I'm remote, so I work from home no matter what, but sometimes if I need to catch up on things, I'll do it at night, and I just feel a lot more productive. So night owl.
Yeah.
And I could stay up late, but I hate waking up early. I'm really bad at it.
Yeah. I can't. I don't stay up that late. I could.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'd rather go to bed a little earlier. Like it's just go to bed earlier.
I think this year I've gotten good about going to bed. Like now I go to bed by like 10:30, 11. Which beforehand I would go to bed at like 1 a.m. every night in college. But I guess that was college.
Yeah. It's like it's easier to go to bed later when you're surrounded by people too.
Yeah. Now we're more in a routine.
Yeah. All right, number 4. What do you think is more important? I guess to success, working hard or being lucky?
Working hard. I am not a lucky person at all, so I don't necessarily not believe in luck, but I definitely think working hard is where you get the most out of things. You have to work hard. You have to put in work to get the things you want.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. I think it's like it's usually like 90% hard work, and then but you always need to sprinkle in luck somewhere. Like sometimes you just have to get lucky.
See, I see it as more of like it's meant to be. Like if an opportunity presents itself, it was meant to be for you at that time.
Yeah.
I guess some people can call that luck, so maybe it is luck, but like I see it as, okay, this was meant for me, and this is the time.
Or you like worked hard enough to put yourself in a position where like you can get that luck.
Right.
Where that luck is like not a surprise.
Yes.
Or it can be a surprise, but it shouldn't be.
Okay, number 5. Is work-life balance important to you?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I don't know, I would never want to work all the time and not have a life. Because, what's the point of, living then? It's like, if you're just working all the time, I don't know, it's like, you wanna have a purpose outside of work.
Right.
I think that's important to me, at least. Finding something you enjoy outside of work. Maybe work is your life, and maybe you do really enjoy it. But I also believe that it's great to have a little bit of separation between your life and work. It'll probably make you better at your job anyways to take yourself out of work for a little bit and completely live something else, do something else.
I agree.
And so that kind of balance is really, it is really important to me.
I completely agree. I think it's very important. I think also, kind of going off what you were saying, the successful people I kind of follow or look up to, also, they were working all the time, but they kind of have their life in their work. Like their work is their life at the same time. Funny story, when I was in Portugal this summer, it was like the first country I've been to abroad and in Europe, and these people at this restaurant were like, oh, why are you visiting? Like, it's still kind of COVID, like, we're so happy to have you guys here. And we basically were like, it's after our graduation, before we're starting full-time jobs, we just wanted to travel before we start work, basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you Americans work too hard. You're never going to have time to do this again. And it really took me back, and I was like, oh shit, they're so right.
Yeah.
I think going to Europe and seeing their work-life balance, they put their life first.
Yeah, they definitely prioritize it more.
At least most of the people I met were all about life, and that was really cool to see before going into a full-time job in my career, just because it is super important. And these people I was meeting were so happy, you know,
sure.
And I'm sure that's probably why they prioritize their life.
Their happiness.
But obviously in America it's different. Like, we do work 5 days a week, 9 to 5 jobs, you know, like that's, I guess, considered normal. But yeah, balance is super important. Here you go.
Let's see.
I think we're on topic 6.
If time and money were of no importance, what would you do with your life?
I have to think about that one. That's kind of a loaded question. Definitely travel.
Yeah.
And just go to every continent, go to a bunch of different cities, countries, and see the world. And try to find where I best fit in or like the most. Try a bunch of different foods and cultures, and
you'd have to find something that you'd have to find something that keeps you engaged.
Definitely travel, because I think traveling really does make me happy, but it is so expensive and time consuming. So it hits both those things on the head.
Well, yeah, I guess if neither of those were, if it was free and you could do it for however long you wanted to.
Just give me wings.
Yeah. Let's see, what would I do? I
feel like I took yours.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I feel like I can only travel for so long, and then I would be like, all right, I need to do something else. And like maybe trying to find maybe a couple different skills or something that I could learn. This is just like the first one that came to my head, but like learning an instrument, like if I learned how to like play guitar, I feel like that would be really like rewarding or something like that. And it's like a very time-consuming thing, and if you don't prioritize learning how to play guitar, you'll never learn how to play guitar. So.
And instruments aren't cheap either, I guess, unless you get them used or whatever. But I see where you're
I've never been very like music focused, or I don't have a musical brain, I guess, but I think that'd be fun, at least, to like try to learn something new. With this question, it's kind of asking like, what would you try?
Yeah.
What would you try to do
if you had
all the time and all the money in the world? So.
Number 7, would my 10-year-old self be proud of me?
Yeah, I think when I was 10, I wouldn't have understood a lot of the things that I'm trying to work on now, like trying to become a real adult. I think they'd be proud of the fact that I made it to college and graduated. I think, I don't know, I feel like my 10-year-old self would have a lot of, it'd be very simple-minded on what my 10-year-old goals were.
Yeah.
So I think I probably would have achieved my 10-year-old goals of maybe like doing some fun stuff, like learning how to ski, like I don't know, things that I doing some travels and things like that. I think my 10-year-old self would be like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Good. I like it.
What about you?
I think yes, for sure. I think little Ave would be very happy with where I am, and I agree with the whole, she probably wouldn't understand half the shit I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
like job-wise, but she would be very happy that knowing I'm in Colorado, because she loves Colorado,
Gotcha.
and going to CU
Mm.
and graduating and being independent now for the most part. Yes, I would say yes. She would be proud.
Yeah, my 10-year-old self was always super jealous of all the people who got to go to Colorado when they were younger, so
And now you're living it.
yeah, that'd probably be pretty good. That's pretty cool. Do you think that do you think your actions speak louder than your words? Or maybe I could rephrase this, like, do you think your actions speak louder than your words, or do you think, like, intentions are more important?
No, actions definitely speak louder than words. I think I say that a lot too, to people. Actions are everything, because you can sit here and tell me one thing and then act a different way, and I'm going to look at your actions over than what you tell me, because you can tell me anything and sit here and still just not do anything about it. I'm all about actions and like kind of like do what you said you were going to do.
Gotcha.
Live up to it. How about you?
I agree, but I also think I don't know, I'm a very like forgiving person, and I do try to not hold very like large grudges on people. So I mean, this is all circumstantial and hypothetical, but I think if people had good intentions and then maybe they like messed up or something, and I can understand that, then I'm usually the type of person to look on the brighter side of things. Look on like, okay, they did mean this, but they messed up, because, you know, I can't be the first person to ever mess up. So I think you got to give some people the benefit of the doubt, but I would definitely see like, if this repeated action keeps happening, like,
Yeah.
this is who you are, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I think that's
it
my take on it.
depends.
Yeah.
True. Okay. In your opinion, what are your greatest strengths?
I guess one of them is probably what I just explained. Like I feel like I do forgive people pretty easily. I do like try to be very open-minded and like look on the positive side of a lot of situations. And I think that's a great strength, but I also think it can involve and like impact like me getting taken advantage of sometimes.
Definitely.
Like people knowing that, oh, he might just still think like this is okay. So yeah, that part of it can kind of suck, but I think I'm happy with what that allows me to do, like my mindset. It doesn't allow me to get hung up on a lot of things that happen to me, like, or other people's intentions. And it doesn't like create this big ball of like anger or like grudge against somebody else inside me, which I think I'm really glad that is my mindset usually.
I like that.
What do you think?
One of my greatest strengths is probably how inclusive I am, I would say. I definitely do put people first before me, and I never want anyone to feel left out or sad, especially if I can be the one, I guess, controlling the situation. And I've gotten that feedback from friends before too, so I think that's a good strength. And I know it sounds weird, but like, it definitely happens a lot. People feeling excluded or just not welcomed, and I want everyone around me to feel very happy and comfortable and included. So
yeah, nice.
That would be mine.
Yeah, I was about to say we can't do greatest strengths without doing greatest weaknesses.
Yeah.
I don't know, you just went, but do you want to go again, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely have a lot of weaknesses, but one of them I'm learning is I feel like I've mentioned this before too. I get bored very easily, and I think I get this from my mom, which I don't know. I just can't do one thing. I need to do so many other things. And for example, like that's why we did this podcast. I'm like, yeah, I'm working a full-time job, but it's not enough. Like I need something else to do.
Yeah.
I like to keep myself busy, and sometimes that could be bad because I do get overwhelmed, and I definitely tend to take on more things than I can handle.
Yeah.
So that's a lesson I'm trying to learn and keep myself from becoming overwhelmed. Is okay, do one thing at a time. Don't do a ton of things. Another great example is like the month of February. I'm traveling every single weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, they're all your choice.
Yeah, and I'm excited about every single trip, but I can also chill out.
Yeah.
I just am like a go person.
Yeah, I get it. It also, I feel like, comes with being young.
Yeah.
You gotta get out while you got
Maybe,
the energy.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a phase.
Yeah.
But I also love just chilling out.
Yeah.
What would be your biggest weakness?
I think the one that is most obvious and impacts my daily life the most is I can be super dumb in certain situations, and that means like I'm very absent-minded.
I was going to say, you need
like,
to rephrase that.
Yeah,
you're not a dumb person at all.
I don't know, like sometimes my brain is just not in the moment, or like completely just gets focused on things that are not happening to me in the moment or something like that, and I like forget to do things just that are so obvious. Or like sometimes if I'm like, oh, I gotta do this and this, I'll do this, and then I'll completely space out for like an hour and then do this. And then it'll be like, and then I'll look back at the day and be like, well, I completely forgot to do that. Or like if I'm like leaving for something and I'm like, all right, I need to pack this and this, and then we'll get out of here.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I only need 4 things. I'll just get those 4 things and I'll go. And then I'll be at the airport and be like, I only brought 2 of the things. And I'm like, well, how did that even happen? I was sitting myself like counting all 4 of the things I needed. And so like, it can be really frustrating, honestly, because
I can tell you're super frustrated right now.
It just happens so often, and I'm just so, like, I look at myself and I'm like, what am I thinking? Like, why didn't I just think that through and just like do it? And I just get distracted. My mind just wanders, I guess. So,
yeah.
That's something I'm trying to work on. I don't even know how to work on it really, but maybe I'm trying to do too much. I don't know. But that one is just, I think, it's a big weakness of mine because it just appears so often in my daily life. Okay, yeah, it's the year. Oh wait, yeah, your turn to ask.
You can ask too, but
Okay.
it's the year 2040. Where are you? So we'd be 40 years old.
That's a really good question. I don't know.
It's insane thinking about being 40.
Probably the United States, if I had to guess. I would say 40 years old is crazy. Like, I always thought the question, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And people ask that, like,
Yeah.
people ask that when you're 12 years old, and you're like, I have no idea. And then at 18 years old, you have to decide what you want to be when you grow up. And it's like, I still have no idea. So I think by 2040, I'm not exactly sure where I'll be, but I'm hoping that I'll feel happy and satisfied, and I want to make sure that I don't have a lot of regrets with like maybe not taking enough risks, or like maybe staying in something that I'm not enjoying too long, or not making the changes in my life that I want. And yeah, eventually I do want to have a family, so I think 40 years old is probably the time when you do that. Time I might be ready. We'll see, but I don't know. Anything can change, you know. Life is life. So, what do you think?
I definitely want to be married with kids and in a state and area that I love and I'm obsessed with. I want to be obsessed with my life. I want to be married to the love of my life. I want to have really healthy children. and I want to be working. I don't want to be, I don't know. Actually, I take that back. I don't know if I want to be a stay-at-home mom or not. Like, I want to still have a career, whether that's just a hobby, but that's making me money. I don't know. I don't want to just be, see, now I'm going to be careful what I say. I want to be working on something.
Okay.
I want to have hobbies and keep myself going. As I said, I can't just sit and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You want to
definitely.
stay engaged. You want to.
I want to be healthy and happy and in good shape. Yeah, in good company.
Yeah, that's a good answer. All right, next one. Let's see. Do you believe that everything is meant to be, or do you think that some things happen just because?
I struggle with this one because I do a lot of times say, like, okay, it is what it is, and that's kind of like what's supposed to happen happens.
Yep.
Or what's meant to be is meant to be. I think why I believe in it is because it brings me comfort, honestly.
Yeah.
It brings me a lot of comfort knowing, like, where I am is where I'm supposed to be.
Gotcha.
I don't like the thought of the whole world is your oyster, you choose your path, which sounds crazy, but, like, there's so many choices. There's so many different paths. There's so many different ways life can go. So I think in that, it brings me comfort knowing, like, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be in this moment.
Yeah.
So I guess, yes, I do
Gotcha.
believe in it. And you?
Yeah, I agree too. I think, I don't know, if you think about, like, life being all these, like, possibilities, which it is, and I do think you do make your own choices and possibilities, but I agree with that. It does bring you comfort to be like, this is meant to be, this is where I should be right now. And I think that, I feel like things have just happened to me where I'm like, this is the perfect time for this to happen. So
Right.
what is telling me that this is a complete free, like, Willy, and this is just a coincidence type thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, brings me comfort as well. Yeah, alright, we gotta start rolling through these a little quicker.
Just read them off.
Do you forgive and forget, or do you forgive and remember?
No, I definitely remember. That's another one of my weaknesses is I'm really bad at forgiving people. I will forgive you, but I will never forget.
Yeah.
I always remember. And I won't hold a grudge, but I know it'll happen. I probably won't trust you.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, I usually forget.
Yeah.
I just move on eventually, and it's just like.
It's not like I don't move
Whatever.
on. It's just I will remember that. Like, I won't trust you
Yeah.
with that situation again. You know?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I think it just definitely is like all the things that's happened in my life.
Yeah, I guess it
Put
was.
me in
Yeah.
that situation.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't forget everything.
Right.
If you like, I don't know. If you put me over, then it's like. I don't remember that. Like, that's
Yeah.
just super significant in my life. Do you think that people can change, or sometimes you think people are just are over there?
I think you can only change if you really want it for yourself. There's been so many situations in life where it's like, I can change, but it's like, you can tell me you can change, but you won't actually do it. It's kind of like the actions speak louder than words thing again.
Yeah, same type
I
thing.
think you have to want it for yourself to
Yeah.
change, to actually change, you know?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I think people can change. I don't think it's like out of anybody's possibility, out of anybody's scope. Like if that's something that people commit themselves to, I've seen it all the time. Like, people do change.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's interesting, and also we're growing up, so
True.
people are going to change. It's like, that's how it's going to be, I feel like. How would you describe yourself in 5 words?
Oh gosh. I
Yeah,
would
this is tough.
say, I don't really like the self questions. Loyal, responsible, leader, I guess I would say I'm a good friend and I'm driven. How about you?
Yeah, it works.
I hated that. That was like
Yeah, I don't love this one either.
a lot of pressure.
Let's see. I would say, I am.
It's hard. It's like
Yeah. I think optimistic is one. I think.
yeah.
Curious. I think. Maybe like I can be inspired pretty easily. So. Inspired? I don't know.
Okay.
I think. I would say, off the top of my head, I would say fun. I don't know. And then, maybe. No, I don't know. This is a really tough question. Maybe I don't know. Like interested. That's the same as curious, though. I feel like.
What about adventurous? How about that?
Yeah. No, that's a good one too. Yeah, that question was tough. Family first. True or false?
True. 100%.
That's a layup. I feel like. True. If you had to make a list of my top 10 most important values, this is gonna be the same thing.
Let's just do like what do you value the most?
Yeah.
I value trust because I feel like you can't find it in a lot of people.
Mhm.
Trust and loyalty.
Yeah.
And then I guess adventure too. I want people that make me feel inspired and we can do things, not just sit around and do nothing. Like I like to go on adventures and be shown around and taught new things.
Mm-hmm. Most important values.
I guess I value that in people, if that's kind of where we're going.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Mm-hmm. I guess I value like the kind of like bond. I guess like in like a relationship with somebody, that give and take relationship, where it's like I want someone to give as much as I give, or I want someone to like take as much as I take. It's
Yeah.
like I think that's super important when you're having a relationship with somebody, or just in general, like.
Two-way street.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're getting there. Do you believe in karma? That's a good one.
Yeah, I do. But only recently, honestly. Like growing up, I didn't. But now I do.
Yeah. And I believe you get what you deserve.
Exactly. I think it's also another comfort thing. Like it's not like if you're done wrong by someone, don't go out and get your revenge. Like it will come to them. Doesn't need to be by you. Something in the world, the universe will.
Yeah, or it's like
bite them in the butt.
If you put yourself in a situation, you're gonna get whatever out of that situation that you put yourself in.
Yeah,
it's
like in a good way too.
Yeah.
It's not always a bad thing.
Yeah. No, I know. If you work really hard, you're gonna find success somewhere.
Agreed.
So I think that's good and bad karma. Do you learn from the past or live in the past? What does that mean?
I definitely learn from the past.
Living in the past is like you just think about the past all the time.
I feel like, yeah, you're just living in the past. Like, you can't get over it.
Like you live in high school?
We know a lot of people that can't get over the past. And
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's a good thing to just learn from it, because you can't really do anything about it. What's happened. You can't go back in the future and change it. So might as well learn with it, learn from it, and move on.
Yeah. Sure, you can't change the past. You can't change what's already happened.
You can't change the
But you
future.
can change it. Yeah, you can. You can change the future.
I guess that's true.
I was about to say you can change the future, and then you just said you can't change the future.
It's good, we disagree sometimes.
Alright, 21. What is one part of your life that you miss? This is just living in the past.
I know, kind of. I would never like go back in the past, like I said, but I definitely miss how simple life was. I think mostly before college, I definitely was naive and didn't realize how little responsibilities I had.
That was like, okay, that was like, you gotta be like, I feel like be a little more specific, just because that was like,
5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago, and that's like maybe a fourth or fifth of your life, so.
Yeah, but like I miss when I was 10 years old. I don't know, because it could go the same way. Like when I'm 40, I'm wishing that I was 23 with very little responsibilities.
Alright, teenager or like 10 years and under? Which would you rather be a teenager or 10 years and
It's
under?
like neither, but probably a teenager. Because I still was like learning a lot and going through a lot, and having a lot of fun.
Nah, it would be from the ages of 5 to 9.
I don't remember that though.
I know, that's why it's sweet, because you didn't have any cares in the world but like what you were going to do after school.
True.
Like, you're going to go home and you're going to eat a snack and, I don't know, play board games and stuff, and play outside, ride your bike. Like, that sounds awesome. That sounds...
Yeah, simpler
like
times. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, simpler times.
Yeah. When you die, what do you want to be remembered for, Dan?
That's deep.
Yeah.
Definitely like just being a good person. I want people to remember me as and miss me as a good person, as a good friend, as a good sister, as a good
podcaster.
A good spouse, good girlfriend, whatever I am to people. I want people to remember me and miss my company. I'm fun. I can talk. I can chat.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. You want to be, I don't know, obviously you want to be remembered for the good stuff.
Right. I don't want anyone to have any bad juju against me and be like, oh hell yeah, Abe finally died. No, I want people to be sad and miss me. But not miss me too much, because I don't want people to be sad.
You want your funeral to be a celebration or like a party?
And hopefully I can leave this earth better than I found it, and leave either my kids or my husband or whoever just something
Yeah, got you.
good.
Alright. Last
Wait, you
one.
didn't answer that.
Oh yeah, shit. I agree. I think I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered for someone who lived, who did it, like who did it all. You know, someone who was like, I don't know. They're like, oh yeah, he made the most out of his situation. He made the most out of his life, given the opportunities he was given, and took all the things he wanted.
Okay. I like that. Alright, 23. Last question. If you could have one talent, what would it be?
Maybe like I think it'd be really cool to be like very musically inclined. Like out of your head, you can just kind of like, there's those people in the world that can just like create a beat or create a song that is just like so smooth and sounds so good, and it just comes out of their head immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so cool, and like that's somewhat of like a superpower, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And people just rock with your song, like you're like, oh yeah, I came up with that in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's those people who are just gifted like that.
Yeah.
And I think that would just be so interesting to see what you could come up with.
Really good.
What about you?
Mine would be to play the piano, and I know if my mom ever listens to this, she's going to be like, I told you so! Because we did take piano lessons growing up, but I quit. And my mom told me, when you grow up, you're going to regret this. And I do. She was correct. I think piano is just such a beautiful instrument. It's so peaceful, and in my 20s, I've really learned to love it. Like, even listening to it, I have a whole playlist just piano, and I listen to it all the time. Whether it's on the plane, falling asleep, meditating, doing work even, like, it's so peaceful and beautiful. And my mom's the only one that can play piano at my family at home. So anytime I'm home, like, begging her, like, please play the piano, please play.
Yeah.
I know, like, one song, Miley Cyrus, Nobody's Perfect, because
Nice.
I learned when I was in, like, 5th grade, but definitely to be talented in that
Gotcha.
and be able to, like, perform for people and myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright. That was the episode. It was a long one.
Yeah.
I guess those questions went pretty slow, but I think we're nearing the end here. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Episode 5.
Yeah, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to us, follow us, and
Give us
a like
feedback.
too. Yeah, some good constructive criticism,
I
if
always
you will.
appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much, and tune in next Tuesday for what kind of episode, do you know?
It's Valentine's Day.
Hey, alright, we'll do that then. We'll talk about Valentine's Day. Cool. And see you guys.
Bye.